And from the back, keep an eye on Justin Henderson, who has been liquid hot, magma hot as of late. Whether he's in this family-owned Maximus Motorsports number 83 or the Sandvig number 7 in 410 competition. Cody Johnson starts the race at the cone in turn number 4, 8 laps the distance. We're green. They'll hustle through the first set of turns, and here comes Caleb Johnson around the outside, and he'll grab the race lead from the 88 of Travis Reber. Martin runs in the third spot, and already putting the first lap in with the 83 of Justin Henderson running in position number 4 as the 20 of Brant O'Banion goes off the pace down the front straightaway. Henderson working on the 44 of Chris Martin for position number 3. He'll look to the outside off of turn number 4, and he'll have the spot as they go back to turn number 1. Martin trying to battling back on the inside, but Henderson too strong on the top. Henderson from 7th now runs 3rd. Reber got up on the bike for a moment in the middle of 1 and 2. Here comes Henderson to his inside as they go back to turn number 1. Justin Henderson 7th to 2nd. And he still has half the race remaining as they come by. 4 in, 4 to go. Caleb Johnson leads this one in the Merle Johnson Farm Toys car number 22. His lead last time, 2.2 seconds. We'll check the interval here as the top two flash by, and it grows to 2.3 seconds. So Caleb Johnson a little bit quicker on the Speedway right now than Justin Henderson, who has charged up to the 2nd spot after starting at the tail. Chris Martin starting to reel in the 88 of Travis Reber for position number 3. That's the battle now off of turn number 2, happening just in front of the 10J of Justin Jacobsma. White flag out for the 22 of Caleb Johnson. 0.4 of a mile to go. Into turn 3, he'll come off of turn number 4, and Caleb Johnson will be victorious in the first Property Solutions of America Midwest Sprint Touring Series heat race. Caleb Johnson in the 22 will lead flag to flag in our opening heat race. He'll pick up the victory. The 83 of Justin Henderson from 7th up to 2nd at the checkered. Travis Reber 3rd in the 88. The 44 of Chris Martin was 4th, and 10J Justin Jacobsma completing the top 5. Brandon Stevenson 6th, and Brant O'Banion will get credited with position number 7. Jacked over, Christopher Traum in row number 2. Jared Jansen making his MSTS debut here this evening in the 81. He'll line up inside the 3rd row with the 32 of Dusty Ballinger next to him. Coming to the green in turn number 4. Heat race number 2 for the Property Solutions of America Midwest Sprint Touring Series. Rosenboom is going to lead him through the first set of turns. So here comes the 53 of Jacked Over, looking to his inside, looking no more because he's got the lead. Slides up in front of Rosenboom, who takes a look back to his inside, cannot get there. Jacked Over leads the first of 8 circuits. Christopher Traum running in 3rd, Dusty Ballinger in that 4th spot as they put lap number 2 into the books. Jared Jansen off the pace. He'll take the Lindbergh's transmission entry pit side. Christopher Traum really working the high line there through 3 and 4 in car 24T. This time he'll dip lower here in turns 1 and 2 as he tries to catch up with the 14 of Jody Rosenboom, running a solid 2nd spot right now in the Frontier Bank entry. Dusty Ballinger in position number 4, followed by the 101 of Chuck McGilvery, who trails him by about 8 car lengths. Out front, Jacked Over's lead out to 1.6 seconds over the 14 of Rosenboom, as we'll come by the flag stand and work down to 3 laps to go. The lead now at 1.9 seconds, and then 1 second back to the 24T of Christopher Traum. Best lap in this one, a 13.9 by the 53 of Dober. Right there, he nearly got back to it as he gets to a 13.9 once again. Rosenboom 14-3, Trom 14-3, then 14-5 and 14-7 for Ballinger and McGilvery. So the gas man, the class of the field in this one right now, the Carpetland number 53 pulling away as Dusty Ballinger goes pit side. Rest of the field taking the white flag. Jack Dover off of turn number 4. He'll take the checkered and win in heat race number 2 for the Property Solutions of America Midwest Sprint Touring Series. Jack Dover in the 53 will pick up the win here in heat race number 2. The 14 of Jody Rosenboom in the second spot. Christopher Trom finishes third in the 24T, and Chuck McGilvery fourth in the 101. Dusty Ballinger credited with fifth, Jared Jansen sixth, and Jacob Hughes seventh. Elliot Omdahl will bring us to the green with the 17B of Ryan Bickett. They'll work together to set the pace. The 10 of Lincoln Dravis and 12 of Troy Shores make up row number 2, and the third row made up of the 0 of Alex Schriever and 55 of Nate Aiken. 8 laps the distance, we come to the start. Heat race number 3 for the Property Solutions of America Midwest Sprint Touring Series. Bickett working to the outside. Elliot Omdahl wants the lead, but Bickett will rip it right out of his hands as Nate Aiken made it. Oh, trouble! Lincoln Dravis get in contact with the 0 of Schriever, and Dravis going to slide into a stop way outside turn number 3. Lincoln Dravis makes contact with the right rear tire on Alex Schriever's number 0. You can see Dravis outside of turn number 3 in the 10. Schriever flat right rear developing on the 0. Dravis started inside row 2 with Schriever inside row 3 before they made contact at the end point of the back straightaway. Elliot Omdahl, Ryan Bickett side by side, row number 1, row 2, made up of Shores and Aiken as we come to the green. Bickett with a better start this time. He'll get around Omdahl for the lead. Omdahl runs in second. The bull speed is shop number 55 of Nate Aiken in that third spot. And here comes Troy Shores dipping the nose to his inside off of turn number 4. Back to turn number 1. They hustled. Elliot Omdahl hanging right there with your race leader. Shores took a peek and made a run at Aiken. They'll go wheel to wheel into turn number 3. Battling it out for every position here throughout our heat races are these drivers. As Omdahl right there, 1 car length off of the 17B of Bickett through 1 and 2. Bickett with a better drive off of the exit of the corner. Same story over here in turns 3 and 4. Ryan Bickett leading this one by a half second over Elliot Omdahl as Dave Eckern, Scott Van Manen and crew getting the 23 ride up for the first time this season. And putting Elliot Omdahl behind the wheel. We've seen Omdahl and his family-owned 51A, also the Steve Zebarth 86 machine, and now tonight with the Eckern ride in the 23. Ryan Bickett continues to show the way. He'll make his way through 3 and off of 4. He'll look and see Cody Johnson tip the white flag out. That signals 2 laps to go. Track starting to come around very nicely, slicking off a bit over here in 1 and 2. Nice cushion on it as well as the white flag flies for Ryan Bickett. He'll make his way through turn number 3. Now turn number 4. Down Broadway to the checkered. Ryan Bickett wins heat race number 3. Ryan Bickett in the 17B picks up the win with the 23 of Elliot Omdahl second, Nate Aiken third in the 55, and Troy Shores crosses the line in 4th. Lincoln Drewis will be credited with 5th, Alex Schriever in 6th. Lane Brendan, Jordan Hyman from row 1. Gail Vogt, Nick Byanoff, row 2. Cody Martin, Brad Vogt, row 3. Mike Benson, Jared Jelsma from the back. Looks like Brad Vogt giving up his starting spot. He'll go to the tail. We go green. Jordan Hyman out to the early race lead. Here comes Lane Brendan after him, and then Nick Beinhoff in the number 1. Top 3 running the high line as they'll come off of turn number 4 and back down to turn number 1. Brendan tries to take a look to the inside with his number 8 machine. That's going to allow the number 1 of Nick Beinhoff to get a run after him. They'll head back down into turn number 3. Beinhoff works the bottom. Has to get the car a little bit loose to avoid contact with the 8 of Brendan. Battle for the second spot as they go back into turn number 1. Brendan tight up there on the cushion. Beinhoff will get right there behind him, and here comes the 24 of Cody Martin into that battle. Meantime, the 38 of Jordan Hyman starting to stretch his legs out to a 1.2 second lead. Brad Vogt taking the 11 machine pit side. Gale Vogt rounding out the top 5 as we'll come to the halfway point. 4 in, 4 to go on the Olsen Custom Farms heat race number 1. Here comes that battle for second. Nick Beinhoff to the inside. He'll get by the 8 of Lane Brendan, and now here comes the 24 of Cody Martin. Martin coming after the 8 of Hurricane Lane as they come off of turn number 4. Martin all over the 8 of Lane Brendan. Caution flag out over the Speedway. Debris in the second turn. Caution over there for debris in the second turn. That'll put us under the yellow in our Olsen Custom Farms heat race number 1. So Jordan Hyman will set the pace. He also starts the race over here between the 2 cones that are over in turns 3 and 4. So a little different procedure outside of the sprint cars. Here we go. 3 laps remaining. We're back to green. The 24 of Cody Martin around the 8 of Lane Brendan. Martin up to the 3rd spot. Brendan trying to battle back to his inside. They'll come to 2 laps to go. Lane Brendan, stock car racer, turned sprint car racer, returning to late models here a couple seasons ago. Martin a little bit over the cushion there in turn 2, able to hold on to the 3rd spot. They'll hustle now off of the 4th turn. Jordan Hyman looks at the white flag. Martin a little bobble there in 1 and 2. The 8 of Brendan unable to capitalize. Gale Vogt closing in on him. Meantime, final turn. Jordan Hyman off of it, and he'll come to the checker. Jordan Hyman in the 38 going to pick up the victory in front of the 1 of Nick Beinhoff 2nd. Cody Martin 3rd in the 24. The 8 of Lane Brendan was 4th. Gale Vogt finishes 5th in the 1V. Mike Benson was 6th. Jared Jelsma 7th, and Brad Vogt credited with 8th. Right away, your leader will be the Z76 of Zach Zeitner. Zeitner slips high, and that'll give the lead to the 62 of Justin Zeitner. Back to turn 1, Zach Zeitner got the Z76 a little bit loose as now those 2 Zeitners pull away from the rest of the field. The 10C of Chad Olsen from 7th, he's already up to the 4th spot and looking for 3rd. The farmer out of Hendricks, Minnesota to the inside of the 21 of Tyler Regal, and Olsen's got the spot with the slider getting into turn 1. Tyler Regal now 4th, Kyle Jensen completing the top 5. Make that the 44 of Troy Daly completing the top 5. Transponder malfunctioning on the Daly construction entry. Justin Zeitner pulling away in his Zeitner & Sons car number 62. A 1.4 second lead last time by the stripe. This time with 4 in and 4 to go, it's out to 1.58 seconds. Chad Olsen on a mission. He was 2/10 quicker last lap than Zach Zeitner, and he is trying to close in on that Z76 for that battle in the 2nd spot. Olsen within a couple of car lengths as they go to turn number 3. Chad Olsen runs through the middle Zach Zeitner was up on the cushion. They come by the flag stand with 2 laps to go. Justin Zeitner still out front by 2 seconds. Olsen took a look to the inside of Zach Zeitner, couldn't get there in turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, the 44 of Troy Daly now all over the 21 of Tyler Regal. White flag is out for Justin Zeitner. Into turn number 3 to navigate the final. 2 left-handers, and Justin Zeitner puts it to him. He'll pick up the checkered flag in Ena Concrete Heat race number 2. Here's your unofficial finish from Ena Concrete Heat race number 2. The 62 of Justin Zeitner picks up the checkered flag with the Z76 of Zach Zeitner in second. Chad Olsen third in the 10C, 21 Tyler Regal in fourth, and Denver Nickerson make that Troy Daly in the 5th spot in the 44D. 6th to Denver Nickerson, 7th to Kyle Jensen in the 748. For Heat race number 2 for the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. Bert Sports Bar and Grill brings us heat race number 3 for the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. A lot of yellow and orange from the front row. It's Blake Swenson, Chuck Swenson side by side. Gary Brown Jr., Dylan Fitzpatrick in row 2. Blair Nordorf, Nate Bienhoff, Corey Yai, your field, 8 laps the distance. Blair Nordorf getting into the backside of the 22 of Gary Brown Jr. as they were getting into turn number 1. It'll be Chuck Swenson leading the way down the back straightaway with Blake Swenson in position number 2. Here comes Dylan Fitzpatrick, the wheelman of the 27 to the high line, looking for the 2nd spot. Can't quite get there. Meanwhile, the 51 of Nate Bienhoff up to the 4th spot. Car off the high side in turn number 4. Yellow lights on around the speedway. It's Corey Yai driving the number 41 here tonight.
Corey Yai, normally a late model street stock driver around the area, competes in that LMSS, and a very successful driver at I-90 Speedway and Houston Speedway. A little bit out of his element maybe jumping into one of these late models here tonight, but always good to see these premier guys jump into another class and give another car a try. And providing one of these party packs to each one of our winners tonight, a little extra bonus on the side, a little extra flavor, is like we like to tell them.
You guys are not shady on your food here at the Rapid Speedway. One of the many things I love about being here. We are back to green here on heat race number 3. Here comes Rowdy Bienhoff to the inside of Fitzpatrick, looking for 3rd as Blair Nordorf goes to work on the 22 of Gary Brown Jr. Brown prevails in that one and now takes a look to the outside of Bienhoff. Into 3 and 4 they go. The 27 of Fitzpatrick still holding 3rd, or does he? Here comes Bienhoff to his inside. Here comes the 22 of Brown and the 76 of Nordorf. Nordorf gets by Brown as they go into turn number 1 and now works on the 27 of Fitzpatrick. The 51 of Bienhoff started outside row number 3. He's got the 3rd spot, or does he? Here comes the 27 of Fitzpatrick back to his right. Great racing action developing here in heat race number 3. Bienhoff to the inside of the 10X of Swenson. Swenson runs in position number 2. Bienhoff to his inside, right in front of the 76 of Nordorf, who's working on the 27 of Fitzpatrick. All this continues to happen behind Chuck Swenson. And now trouble here in turn number 1. Fluid all over the racing surface down here in turns 1 and 2. Water or some other fluid all over down here in turn number 1. That engine will run for a while without the cooling fluid in it. As we come back to the green, 4 laps remaining, we are green. Here comes the 51 of Bienhoff to the inside of Blake Swenson. Swenson dips the right side off the racetrack. Here comes Bienhoff to the inside looking for position number 2. Started 6th looking for 2nd, and he'll have it. A little bit of smoke starting to show for the 22 of Gary Brown Jr. He'll get by the 27 of Fitzpatrick, who's now off the pump down there in turn number 2. Fitzpatrick off the pace. Blair Nordorf goes 2 for 1 going into turn number 3. The Bargain Barn Tire Center car goes to second. Here comes Byanoff back on his inside. Byanoff on the inside. Nordorf on the outside. Snowdrift has the second spot. Plenty of smoke now showing from the 22 of Gary Brown Jr. running back there in position number 5 as they come to the white flag. Nordorf able to pull away now from the 51 of Byanoff. He's got the second spot. Snowdrift started 5th. He runs in second. Final time off of turn number 4. Checkered flag waves for the X of Chuck Swenson. Chuck Swenson in the X machine goes flag to flag, picks up the win in that one. The 76 of Blair Nordorf in second, 51 Nate Byanoff third. Blake Swenson in the 4th spot. Gary Brown Jr. lays the smoke show. He'll finish in 5th. Dylan Fitzpatrick credited with 6th. Corey Yai 7th. And your unofficial finish from the Bert Sports Bar and Grill Heat Race number 3.